Tell us what we need to do to make this shot here. Come on.
It's right here.
You look at it, say, I'm about to grab my jacket from upstairs. We ready to go.
It's connecting. I'll bring the shot down because you guys like to see.
Yeah.
All right, if you can, Mr. White, just send me some links. All right, now put them on. Okay. All right, thank you. Can we have some family members come in? Just the middle, just put it in the middle of the table, I think.
Just like this.
I think so.
I want to just use something in there just to hide it.
No, it's not. It's gonna be up on that.
Fill it right in behind you.
Okay. All right.
Mom, can you turn out a little bit? Slide that. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you fine. You fine. Just want you to turn your chair out.
Got more cops.
Push your chair close to your mother.
Sister, take that on out of here. Just put it right on out.
Okay. Did you see this over here? We'll get this phone on. We need one more chip.
No, we don't. Good.
Brooke. Where are you? Here it is. All right. Just right there.
Get a little closer to Attorney Davis, Mr. Terry.
Brooke.
Oh, you can just stand right there. Just stand right there. Yeah. But we got the ones, the shot. Y'all come on. Yeah, it'll be fine. Right up behind in those spaces and gaps.
I'm sending out the links right now, Attorney Davis,
Okay.
to you.
What do I do with that link?
You can send that out to whomever, and if you send it to Attorney Rodriguez,
Just walk up right behind that
he
chair.
can start doing his social
Just
media.
walk up right behind that chair. Yeah. There's none of that space is clear.
Facebook Live, you got YouTube.
All right.
We're hot or ready.
Test.
All right, good afternoon. I'm attorney Mauli Davis with the Davis Bozeman Johnson Law Firm in a 5-day journey for justice, this Georgia March for Justice led by Brother Brooke Bacon, the son of Julian Lewis. We're here with the Lewis family, and we have completed those 63 miles. Brooke walked every one of those miles. along with others who would not allow him to walk alone. We just want to thank every person who marched a mile, a block, a step. We just want to thank every marcher who just said they would not let Brooke march alone. We want to thank Sister Yvonne Lee, who was our fitness expert, who made sure we kept pace. We want to thank the organizers, Brother CJ Kerry Jenkins from Just Georgia. We want to thank our brother, there he is. We want to thank...
Love y'all family in town.
Love you too, brother. Thank you, man. We want to thank Brother Moody from the Let Us Make Man, Black Man Lab, and the Davis Bozeman Johnson Law Firm. So there's just so many people who leaned in to make this happen and for us to come to this very powerful conclusion of this leg of the journey. We understand the journey for justice is a marathon, but this leg, we did what we set out to do. And I'm going to ask Attorney Johnson to update the people. We just received a release from the U.S. Attorney's Office acknowledging that the FBI has an interest in this case. It's our understanding that there is an investigation, and I'll let Attorney Johnson frame what this has been as it relates to the meeting with the U.S. Attorney and where we go from here.
So in terms of the case itself, just to remind those who are watching, who may have heard the name Julian Lewis or heard something about this march but don't know the facts. The facts are that on August the 7th of 2020, Julian Lewis came into contact with Jacob Gordon Thompson, a state trooper employed by the Georgia Department of Safety, and for what was ostensibly a broken taillight. Whether he actually had one or not, we're not sure. The officer engaged a chase, and by the way, that chase never got above 30 miles an hour. We don't believe Julian Lewis was trying to get anywhere but to a safe and well-lit place. But on a dirt road, that trooper escalated this by pit maneuvering Julian Lewis, crashing him into a tree and rendering his car inoperable. In less than 2 seconds, 1.6 seconds according to the state trooper's own instruments on his vehicle, he opened the door and shot Julian Lewis through an open window, open driver's side window, in the head, killing him. He then proceeded to not call the EMS, but to pretend as if Julian Lewis was still a threat to him, issuing commands that he knew were just a subterfuge. Don't stop, or stop, don't move. Julian Lewis was already dead. He then calls his lawyer, not the EMS. He calls his wife, and his third call is to EMS. He didn't call him because he knows there's no reason for them to come, that really the coroner should respond. This officer's conduct was reviewed by the Department of Public Safety, and he was terminated. This conduct was examined by the Georgia Bureau of Investigations. His use of force was determined to not be justified, and in 7 days, they charged him with felony murder and aggravated assault. The warrants for these accusations were signed by the chief judge of the Ogeechee Judicial Circuit, F. Gates P. He was arrested and held without bond, and at a preliminary hearing, the judge determined there was probable cause, and at the bond hearing denied his bond. For over 100 days, he remained in the custody of the Scrivener County Sheriff's Department. On reconsideration of bond, he was released. He was immediately hired as a fireman. He is drawing a check from the public treasury. He is moving and operating even while he was still under indictment with a badge of authority. And ultimately, in its presentation to the grand jury sitting in Scriven County, the office of the Ogeechee Judicial Circuit District Attorney, headed by Daphne Totten, was not able to secure an indictment. Not because the evidence is not there, but because they don't desire to. It doesn't serve the interest of that district attorney and those who are in power in that circuit to have Jacob Gordon Thompson prosecuted for what is murder. And so the political climate is what it is, and we have to press our claim to the federal government to intervene, and that's what we did in lifting this case over the 63 miles of this march. So today we met with the United States Attorney, the acting attorney. We met with the criminal and civil rights division leaders, and we were able to confirm that there is an FBI inquiry investigation in their office. And that's all we can confirm. We also renew our demands to Daphne Totten to do her job, and that begins by releasing to the public the most shocking and compelling video that I've seen. We know that video matters. It was only after the world saw what happened to Ahmaud Arbery on video that the cry for justice was able to move the wheels of justice in this state and bring about arrest and ultimate indictment. In that case is now pending trial. There's no good reason why Daphne Totten should not release this evidence. Other cases where evidence is involved like this have been released, and we can no longer accept the notion that because it's a pending investigation, if this video showed Julian Lewis doing something to justify Jacob Gordon Thompson's actions, it would have been released the day it happened. The only reason she hides it is because she doesn't want to do her job. And so release the video, release it today. Justice delayed is justice denied. Finally, we ask folks to lean in on this case. Julian Lewis for Justice, justiceforjulianlewis.com, excuse me. Again, justiceforjulianlewis.com is where you can get more information about this case. But beyond this case, lean in and get connected with a power building organization in your community. If you don't have one, start one. If you need help doing that, contact any of the folks who leaned in and helped with this march, including Black Voters Matter, Black Male Voting Initiative, the New Georgia Project, Black Men Lab, Let Us Make Man, Sankofa Church, any church connected with the Samuel DeWitt Proctor Conference. I can go on and on. The Working Families Party, a Just Georgia Coalition. We need you to continue to lean in.
Justice for Georgia as well.
And as well, who helped stand up the website. Absolutely. Thank you to all the volunteers, the support staff, the men and women who work in law enforcement, whose job was to keep us safe and guide us to the city of Savannah today. We're grateful for it.
So we want to just, we want the world to hear from the family. We want the world to see mom and the sisters and auntie and cousins, because there has to be a face to the tragedy of police-involved shootings. It's not a statistic. It's an impact on a family, on someone who was loved deeply, who was cared about, who had hopes and dreams of their families to make that will not ever be made as a result of their life being taken unjustly and so tragically. And so we just want to hear from mom. I know mom is, we all are tired. Marching, it's been 5 straight days. Going 12 miles a day up until the day when we did 5. That was all that was left. We've done so well, and so we just want any of the family to just briefly share about Brother Julian to this national audience, and we want to thank Roland Martin for this platform, for allowing these voices to be heard, so that this can be amplified in a way that that's necessary. One of the most horrific police shootings in the history of Georgia, and the world should know. Sisters, you want to share anything?
Well, I want to say one thing. I feel good for what happened. I feel like it's going to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to thank everybody for everything they did towards our family.
Yes.
I really appreciate everything to the highest. I really feel like a much younger woman today. Thank you.
All right, all right.
I wanna say John Lewis, good news.
Yes, sir.
It was raining, those were tears of my brothers, my ancestors that he's now with. We're just so thankful that we have great lawyers, and my nephew and his mom, my aunts and cousins that are here that have supported us from day one. We want to thank everybody that's out there that may not have been able to come, but please remember, go to JulianLewis.com,
Justice for Julian.
JustJulianLewis.com. Please continue, because we're fighting for my brother, but there are more out there that we need to jump on the bandwagon and help too. But today, we thank you.
That's right.
Thank you. Brother Brooke, you walked the 63, 5 days. We just kept seeing you elevate each day. It almost appeared, your energy, your focus, your determination. Tell people why this was important and what this experience was for you.
It was just that. You know, on that first morning, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel, but I felt energized. And that continued to accumulate through my lives, day to day. All those who came out, all those who honked horns, all those who raised a fist, all those who were in solidarity with us. We thank you for the support of our family, and we're fortunate to be a support for those families who have also lost loved ones. Because we stand for them and we march for them. So many have been served injustice. We seek to change that. We've taken a step towards that. But with that, as it has always been there, there's gravity to this situation that is unrelenting, that continues to press forward, and we continue to push against it. And so as Francis Johnson stated, as Marley has stated, as we all know, we need to continue to lift our voices, continue to build within our communities, continues to reach outside of our communities for that compassion.
That's right.
To spread that love and understanding, so that it doesn't take a tragedy like this to affect you personally, indirectly, in any fashion, in order to feel a need to come forth, because it doesn't need to be, but it is. And that is a hard truth, but it is reality. It is one that we face every day. It's something that is going to be there tomorrow, because this isn't going to go away overnight. So look within yourself. Find that courage to speak up, to reach out, to connect with others, and to stand for justice. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Brooke, I just want to ask you one other question about when we come into these experiences and these kind of journeys. Sometimes we come thinking one thing, and you just talked about how you felt like you got stronger. How has this touched you?
It lets you know that there is power. There is something there. You have to feed it, you have to fan it, you have to build it, you have to strengthen it. At the onset of this, as that no bill came down, that is that crushing weight from an oppressive system that wants your silence, that needs your silence, that relies on that silence in order for it to press forward, in order for it to roll forward, in order for it to grind through our people and our hopes. Look deep inside, find that in, feed it,
That's right.
strengthen it, and then spread it to others.
Again, we thank you. We thank all of you all who have supported this family. This was a necessary journey towards justice.
Yes,
It will
yes.
continue.
Yes.
And each mile was dedicated to a Georgian who had been killed as a result of either police violence or racial violence. So each mile, Brooke would lift up that sign with that name on it representing a family.
That's right.
And because he knows and his family knows that it's bigger than them, it's all of us who are being impacted. And so they wouldn't think it was enough just to call on justice for their loved one, but to call on justice for all. And we had those families join us, and so we're grateful. And we just want to close, as we've closed many times before throughout this, we want to just close by simply saying, I'm a link in this chain,
I'm a link in this chain,
and it won't break here.
and it won't break here.
I am a link in this chain,
I'm a link in this chain,
and it won't break here.
and it won't break here.
We are links in this chain,
We are links in this chain,
and we won't break here.
and we won't break here.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you all. God bless you.